Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I am very excited to be giving you 3 pieces of advice to help you overcome your insecurities. Of course, I have to have a little disclaimer. I am not officially a registered psychiatrist or counselor or coach, but these are steps that I have cultivated and developed over time that get me the best results in overcoming my insecurities. And I want to share them with y'all because I want to give you the opportunity to be the happiest and healthiest version of you. This is also part 1 because I do have some more tips, but these are the foundational ones that are going to get you started in overcoming your insecurities. First up, we're going to do an exercise, and this exercise will be the foundation in helping you overcome your insecurities. So I want you to either pause this video right now or schedule time out later to take 2 to 5 minutes and hammer down your 3 top insecurities. I want you to write them down either in a journal, a notebook, a place that you can go back to and look at and be reminded specifically of what they are. These are the insecurities that keep you up at night, the ones that make you cry when you look in the mirror, the ones that when other people mention them, you get triggered. Those are the kinds of insecurities we're talking about. So find your 3 biggest ones that you want to overcome. This leads me into advice number 1, discover your truths. Insecurities are actually pieces of deceit and lies, and it's so easy to get your actual truths and the actual true things about you mixed up with all of these lies because they're constantly all swarming around in your head and all over around you. So in order to find your truths, what I want you to do is text 5 people who are close to you, 5 people that you really trust, who you believe are going to tell you good, true things about yourself. This could be family members, close friends, mentors. I want you to ask those people to tell you 3 things that they love about you. 3 things that makes you a great friend, that makes you a great person, that you are really talented and are really good at, that they love about you. I will leave a little phrase down in my description box where you can just copy and paste this to different people if you're like, I don't even know how I would ask them this question. And I want you to write them down as soon as they send them to you, exactly word for word what they send you, so that there's no confusion whatsoever about the good things that they see in you. And after you do this, it's your turn to call out your own truths within yourself. So I want you to pull out that same journal or notes in your phone, whatever, and write down what you love about yourself, what makes you unique, the good things about yourself. We're always wanting validation from the outside world and the people around us, but it's so important that you learn how to get validation from yourself. You are what you have for the long haul. In addition to this, I implore you to surround yourself with people who love you, who know how to honor you, who are encouraging, and who don't speak negative, bad things into your life. Those people are not worth hanging out with. And not people who encourage you just because they want something from you, but because they love you and they genuinely care about you and they have your best interest at heart. This leads me into my second piece of advice, truth statements. Oh my holy moly, truth statements have been so vital and important in my overcoming insecurities process. There's this really great podcast. It's called Young and Profitable, and it is run by Hala Taha. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And one of the episodes is called Learning to Love Yourself with Marissa Peer. If you do not know who Marissa Peer is, she is one of the most famous world-renowned therapists in the world. She has been therapist for sports stars, celebrities, even royalty, y'all. She's amazing at what she does, highly intelligent, and I could listen to her for hours. But in this episode of the podcast, and part of it, she talks about how our subconscious mind is always listening and is always on record, and how the statements that we make and say out loud, actually our subconscious listens to those and manifests them into reality. But the reason I bring this podcast up is because it goes to show how powerful and how much power our words have over us. And when we're insecure, we all know that we make statements through our insecurities, as in, I'm not good enough, I'm weak, I'm not pretty, I'm not attractive, I suck at this, I stink at this. All of these insecure statements that we make all of the time, and they have such crazy controlling power over our own lives and our own state of living. The more that you speak those insecurities out loud, and the more you speak them over yourself, the more you are going to believe them, and the more they are going to become your reality. One of my biggest insecurities of all time, as is with pretty much everyone, is my physical attraction, how I look, my moles, my crooked teeth, the bump in my nose, the non-symmetrical parts of my face, my eye eyebrows. Like, I have had so many insecurities over the years having to do with my face, and even like the cellulite and fat on my legs or thighs or butt. And out of these insecurities, I can't even tell you how many times I've stood in the mirror just telling myself how much I hate this and this and this and this, and how embarrassed I am about this, and how I wish I had this instead of this. Like, so many just different things, so much condemnation over myself. And why? Because I'm insecure about it. And so the more I made these statements, the more I started looking in the mirror and actually believing that they're true. Well, thankfully, I have started to overcome my insecurities, and one of the ways is through my truth statements. In the podcast, they have a very similar version. They're called I am statements. I use that, and I also use truth statements. So what I want you to do to make your truth statements is take your insecurities and write them down in vertical order. And then I want you to take the truths that match up with those insecurities, and I want you to put them next to them. And then you're going to create truthful statements. So for instance, one of my biggest insecurities used to be my singing voice. And so I would write at the top of my list, I don't like my singing voice, I'm insecure about it because it's not unique enough, it's not pretty enough, it's not whatever the case. And I would write that at the top. And then you're going to take your truths, and one of my truths is that I have a beautiful singing voice. I really do. And so I would write that next to that. I have an amazing voice. My voice is beautiful. And then you go to I love my voice. You take it a step further and you take that truth and then you own it. You're going to own that truth. And you might be feeling like, this is so superficial, this is fake, I'm lying to myself. You feel like that right now because you're so used to the lies. You're so used to believing in your insecurities. I have a little testimony for you. Now that I've started practicing this whole statement, these truth statements about my voice, I cannot tell you how much my vocal talent has increased. Because believing that I didn't have a good voice was stopping me from the potential and stopping me from reaching the potential that I actually have. And then my voice has grown so much more, and I get compliments on my voice because people even realize how much I've grown. I do this in the car on the way to school. I'll do this when I'm insecure, in my insecure moments. I just need to take a breather and run through my I am or my truthful statements. And I also do this in the mirror. That's my favorite place because I want to associate the person I'm looking at in the mirror with my truthful statements. I have noticed such a huge difference in my self-confidence and in my insecurities because I've been doing this. It is so helpful. This leads me into my third piece of advice. It is time to click that unfollow button. I feel like everyone knows this, but nobody really wants to do this. And this is such a simple and effective step into overcoming your insecurities. I'm talking about Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and your personal life, where people are not adding value to you, people who are making you feel insecure about what you have to offer. You need to unfollow those people. And I'm not saying that every single person in the world that makes you feel somewhat insecure you need to go unfollow and you need to stop being friends with. But what I am saying is that you need to be able to decide for yourself, is this healthy? Do they add value to my life? Like, do I want to fight for this relationship? Even though I'm feeling some insecurities, are these worth working out? Or is this one of those things where it's just really healthier and better overall if I just stop whatever's going on here? There's this one YouTuber that I adore, and she's the cutest, sweetest, healthiest person on YouTube that I've found so far. And I loved watching her videos so much. I always got so excited. But at one point, I started to compare everything that I am to everything that she is. From my hair and my appearance to the way that I act, to my personality and my character. As painful as it felt in the moment, I had to unsubscribe and stop watching her videos and stop going to her YouTube page. You are what you have, and you want to invest in yourself, and you want to call out the beauty and goodness in yourself. And it's really hard to do that when you have people that you're constantly comparing and constantly wanting to be other than yourself. But it's up to you to decide your influences in your life. Surround yourself with people who add helpful value to your life. DM me on my Instagram. I will have that link down below. If you have any pieces of advice or any questions that you want to hear more about from me on my channel, and I will get to them and make some videos about them. This is what has worked for me, and so I wanted to share that with all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Mwah!